Hey bestie, welcome to my slumber party. Did you miss me? I know this video is super late if I'm trying to keep a weekly upload schedule, but am I? I'm just doing what I want with this channel. I think I realized I don't want these videos to become popular, at least not until I'm done with them, so you can keep them all you want. This way I can just keep the vision my vision, and I don't have to worry about how other people see the characters or hear any input about anything. So, don't tell anybody about these videos. Do not share them. Don't say a word. Comment on them. Tell me what you think, but don't tell anybody else. I already have 7 subscribers, and 8 people at a slumber party is kind of a lot. So this is fine. We can keep it as it is. So we can just have fun together. So grab a snack, get comfortable. We are about to head back to Liyue with some character styling. You must know by now, this is my imagined scenario of a live-action Genshin Impact series that's just modern setting, just no plot, just vibes. I don't care about the plot. I only care about the costume design and how the characters interact with each other. So, as I said, we are styling the characters of Liyue. My last video was, one for the girlies. It was all girls in that video, and I'm super happy with that video. I am still working on sound quality. Hopefully this video will be a little bit better, but the stylings I love. I'm super happy with it, so go watch that video if you haven't already. But this video is mostly going to be guy characters, mostly. I only have 4 characters in this video, so it is a little bit shorter, but there's plenty of looks here. It's not going to be lacking in anything. I am super excited for this one as well, and hopefully I will get the next video after this out within the week. Fingers crossed. We will see. Anyway, time for the fashion.
Halt! This explains all the demonic activity. It was all you're doing. This ends now!
So, first up today we have Chongyun. Chongyun is an exorcist guy who naturally has an abundance of yang energy, which is like 1/2 of the balance of yin and yang. And this overwhelming yang energy actually has kept him from ever even meeting a spirit. So he's like a super great exorcist because whenever he gets in contact with them, they just get the hell away from him. They don't want to see him. They don't want to be around him. So he solves the problems quickly. But this super concentrated positive energy also makes him really sensitive to hot temperatures and strong emotions. So he has a cryovision. He just stays chillin', I actually used to have Chongyun on my team a lot in the early days of playing this game. Rosaria is definitely still my go-to cryo girly, but I don't know, a lot of people aren't a huge fan of playing with him, but I just really liked playing with him. And anyway, his fashion, his styling consists of a lot of baggy pants and crop tops, but mostly in like a chill, young guy kind of way, Jeans like these, I think, are super cool with the ties on the bottom. Maybe sometimes they're just cuffed jeans. And I really like these pants here that are kind of like 2 pants, but you just see the one pair underneath that's like patterned, peeking out just a little bit, happening down the sides. And mostly I like a light wash denim for him. Even some white pants I think definitely works, even white jeans. And then the crop tops are a little bit more formal, like academic, not so much sporty crop tops like Ether's were. And the shoes, I really like white shoes that are kind of in between a boot and a sneaker. I don't know what these shoes are, but they're super funky and I like them. And I think also these ones would be pretty perfect for Chongyun. Like they even have the little ankle situation going on there that kind of matches his design bandages. Again, a light colored cuffed pant. I really like any of these comfy sweaters, but in crop top form for him. Even a nicer shirt like this button down from time to time. And he can also have some metal accessories like this belt chain. And then even something like this more formal top. I really like the details. I think it might just be printed on, but the belt might be embroidered. But either way, I really like this, maybe as a crop top, so it stops just where the belt is. And then I think these shoes are super interesting. I love the color palette for Chongyun, and it's just the vibe. Here's another little crop top for him. I think he can also have a lot of interesting pants to go with that. They don't all just have to be jeans or slacks. They could also be kind of a little bit sporty, cargo-ish, but fashion. Like this crop top paired with these pants, I think would be totally a fit. And I really like the waistband of these pants. I think they would even go really well with this sweater crop top, this gray, comfy situation without the jacket, just the shirt. And he can wear these boyish, sporty, baggy pants with something a little bit more dressy, like a polo crop top. I also really love this outfit and this beautiful mix of greens. It's like pistachio ice cream, and I love it. But I hate the shoes, so I'm giving him these better green boots that actually perfectly match the color, and I think even in the style would be really nice for Chongyun. And then this top is really cool. It's like chic modern twist on this traditional design. And I like how this person is posing with it kind of open like this. You know, he's really selling the look, so it works. Now, I also gave him some crop top jackets to go over the crop top shirts. I really like this chunky chain belt too. It's almost a little comical looking. It's like very boyish and like almost a little silly, but I like it. So I think it works. And this off the center buttoned up jean jacket is really cool too. And then, of course, some more interesting big pants and these shoes to go with them. Like, these ones are so cool. What even is this design? They look kind of like an airbag, but they're cool and they look so comfy and breathable, so I love them. Chongyun's night look is just something simple like this little set here. I really love this interesting draped over the shoulder situation, or maybe he even just wears some sweatpants like these ones. And then, of course, some slippers that maybe these ones are outdoor shoes, but I don't care. Just some house slippers with some socks. And then I definitely see him having like a Letterman jacket kind of style like this. But I also really love this high fashion jacket situation here. It has even these details on the side here that I think kind of matches what he wears in his design anyway. And it also has these like interesting geometric patterns on it that I really love. So I want to give him that. But then I think maybe more realistically, he would wear something like this jean jacket or even this white leather jacket that I think is super cool. I have no idea what it says on it, so I take no responsibility in that whatsoever, but it looks really cool. And I like the little stripe detail on the cuffs and the hemline too. Now, for his formal look, I'm thinking something in a kind of an ombre, but actually, for some reason, I had such a hard time finding something ombre in the right way. Like, I like this, I think it looks okay, but I do not understand why in the hell you would wear white shoes with these pants. It just ruins it. But I do want Chongyun to wear white shoes, so I'm thinking the ombre is the opposite way. It's ombreed dark on top, light on the bottom. So it makes sense because the pants are white. The shoes can also be white. So the pants, something kind of like this, but I actually really like the slight bagginess of these ones. And then they're like nipped in at the ankle just a little bit, and they can have these boots to go with them. They're kind of sporty, but I think it works. You know, as long as they're clean, they're formal, so they can go with this look. And then on top, he has a dark blue tong suit shirt like this. Maybe it's a crop top, maybe it's just tucked into the pants. And then they have a white belt on top. Like, this is kind of cool, but I really love this intricate, almost knot like design. They're not even knots, they're just like loops of this thick rope kind of material. And that is so annoying that I, for some reason, screenshot this off Pinterest with the dot still on there. So just pretend you do not see that. He has this jacket situation over the top in an ombre, kind of like this. So it's dark just like maybe a little strip of black and almost immediately starting to get lighter into a like navy, going down into blue for a majority until the waist, and then into white with the pants. And I really like this pattern on this jacket that has the kind of melding it into different colors situation around the waistline. So I think that works for this design. And then it has like this interesting belt underneath that jacket. But I like the padding shoulder situation of this jacket a little bit more. It's a little bit more structured in the shoulder area. And I love the sash. So maybe I'm getting a little bit chaotic here, but I want the sash. It gives a kind of nice, silky, flowing water kind of balance to the look that I think Chongyun, with his yang energy situation, he needs to balance it out. So I think it works. And I actually didn't think of this until after styling the look, but yang is upwardness and yin is like downward direction. And the ombre being dark on top kind of draws the eye upward. So I think like this look kind of draws the eye down, how it's dark on the bottom here. But if you imagine it the other way, it would draw the eye up, and it kind of fits the yang energy situation. And I also gave him some metal cuff bracelets. I think this one is super cool going over the hand like that. And then he can have a thin stripe of blue eyeliner too, just to top it all off.
But you picked the wrong time, you little punk.
I may be young, my liege, but the path I have chosen makes me no stranger to conflict. Why should I cower in the face of evil?
So, you like reading, huh, Mr. 5-second hero?
Oh, amazing! I never saw that coming.
Hello? Xingqiu? Anybody in there?
No wonder this book is so highly sought after.
Next up, we have our bookworm sword boy, Xingqiu. He is the son of a guild manager at the Xianyun Commerce Guild. He studied the blade with the Guhua clan, and I guess I totally didn't get this when we originally met him, or I forgot, but the clan is actually super in decline. It's a martial arts school, and we actually just got the area that it's in released, so we were able to go there and check it out. And we see that it's just ran by this singular old man, and it's falling apart, and nobody goes there. But clearly Xingqiu learned something, because he's actually a really strong character. He's only a 4-star, but I think everybody who plays the game loves him. His playstyle is really good for a Hydro character. He is super useful on any team. But he also loves to read. He actually even wrote a book, and him and Albedo bonded over this. I think Albedo did the illustrations for it, or maybe they were talking about him doing the illustrations for his next book or something. But anyway, I wanted to give him some interesting clothes with lettering motifs on them for that reason. So I really like these pants, and I love this dress. I think the idea of him wearing a skirt or a dress over pants really suits him. So he could wear this as the top situation with a pair of pants underneath. I really like this androgynous kind of style for him, even swaying a little bit more on the feminine side. He's already strong and chivalrous. He doesn't need to look masculine. So I love this blouse. I think it's just so beautiful. The shade of the blue and the ribbons and the pleating, I love. And then with a boxy blazer on top, I think works really well together and kind of matches his character design. I think paired with a pair of shorts like these two, and the long socks, and probably Oxford shoes with them. He could even wear some jewelry sometimes, like this pretty necklace body harness thing over this blouse. And I think this asymmetrical skirt, or maybe it's pants, I'm not sure, but it's asymmetrical and I think it works for him. I like them a lot. I also really like this fit, very schoolboy chic, with the shorts and the sweater vest, and then this here too, but he can wear a pretty blouse underneath with some pretty dramatic sleeves like these. I really like the flow of this one a lot. It kind of reminds me of like running water or something. And he could contrast it with something over the top, like this sharp jacket. I love the like angularity of the shoulders. And then if he had like a little slit at the sleeves for the blouse to just kind of come through at the forearms, I think would really work. And I really love the sleeves on this, and also the shorts going with it too. I think are super cool. Folded over waistband like this. It's really interesting. I like the length of them a lot too. I think they're like they hit the thigh perfectly. I also really love this specific shade of blue for him here. Like, I like this blue too, but this almost slightly green teal color of a blue is perfect for him. So, in addition to the kind of neutrals and white and blacks, I think this is like his main signature color. So to have some blouses with a design in that color, I think would be super interesting. And I like the straps of this sweater vest, and it's just kind of untucked, button up shirt over the shorts. And then again, some lettering motifs like these pieces. And here are some more interesting shirts for him. I really like these asymmetrical styles and this cross patterned pattern. And these two belted looks with the shorts, I really love this one especially. Maybe he could even wear a blazer with a little bit of patterns on it sometimes. Like, I like this, but maybe without the black and white parts, I think I would really like for him. And then this Troye Sivan look, off the shoulder button up with a white tie that just blends into the shirt, I think looks so sleek and nice. He is such a twink in the best way. And I love the dramatic sleeve of this one. And then this delicate blouse here, I think is super pretty too. And then this belt, I think is super cool. I think it would look great on Xingqiu. And he could maybe also wear some pants sometimes, of course. I think these ones are really interesting, but they look very smart still. And maybe sometimes he adds a little fake button up situation underneath a sweater like this. I really like this lacy one. And then this shirt is really cool. I like how the ties go all the way down the arm like that, reaching even past the hands. Maybe he could wear it with a nice pair of slacks like these. And here's some more looks by this person, reusing some of the same pieces, but styling them in different ways, the vibe staying consistent. I also like this lace detailed blazer and this crop top one with this interesting tiny quilted bump like texture, I think is super interesting. And this tweed situation, which actually kind of confuses me, like, is this over the jacket? I think so. I don't know. Either way, I like it. And some more shorts, of course. He could have a couple more casual ones, but then he would pair it with something a little fancier, like this statement top or this see through top. And then this Bretman rock look, just for the asymmetrical skirt situation going on. And now his night look is actually kind of similar to Jean, but with shorts instead, and maybe some comfy wool socks like these with the little raindrops on them, I think are super cute. And I just had to add all of these pictures because, like, is this guy a model? Did he get paid to do this? He's just fully standing there. Like, he looks like a creep, giving us absolutely nothing. This girl, like, her face looks like she's kind of a little bit in pain, but at least she's striking a little pose. Like, why is this man just standing there, not selling the garment, just stealing my soul? Like, I'm sorry. I did put you next to Jacob Elordi. Maybe that was a little bit cruel. Jacob knows how to strike a pose, but just this man is giving us absolutely nothing. It's criminal. Wait, I just looked up Jacob Elordi to see how tall he was, and he's Australian. Did everybody know this? I actually never watched Euphoria, so I know nothing about this man. Wait, he dated Zendaya? I'm okay, I'm going down a rabbit hole. Anyway, my little Genshin character can wear some jackets and something like these. I think this one's really pretty, and this one's very cute, and some little rain shoe covers sometimes. Anyway, for Xingqiu's formal look, I was inspired again by this Robert 1 runway. I love these raindrop designs, and the umbrella hat is just so, so good, but I am kind of imagining it without that. So I love this a lot with this skirt over the pants situation, but I am wanting it to be more of a shorts situation than long pants. So I want to keep the 3 layers going on, but just these 2, and then the final one is hitting just above the knee here, like kind of like this one, but a little bit longer pair of shorts. And okay, not to be critical of the genius of Robert 1, but I don't really understand the fabric situation going on here. Like the way that the top on this is pleated and then the bottom situation is just this straight fabric like this. I think it is a little bit uncohesive and I don't get it. And I think it kind of just a little bit doesn't work. Something about it I think could just be a little bit more seamless. But for this look, I want the soft pleated pants and how the top actually is pleated like this with the little raindrops kind of running throughout, funneled, like channeled through the pleats. I really love how that works, and I think it could work with this other one with the softer pleats as well. And then I love the collar of this one and how it matches the sleeves underneath the jackets. All of this being with the little raindrops throughout it. And then maybe he adds a little rainy necklace like this too, settled underneath the collar like a tie, so it just peeks through just a little bit in the middle. And then he does have an earring, so I also gave him this little raindrop earring. I think is perfect for him. And then I love the stole of this look. I think with the lettering, and that's kind of his motif, it works. Maybe I am getting a little bit chaotic here, but like this one here does have a stole thing around his forearms too, so I think it could work. And I'm imagining it all in a solid dark color for this look. Maybe just like a very subtle gradient going light to dark.
Must be the breeze. You're reading way too much into it.
But very, very gradual, at the most starting in like a blue and then going to dark black at the bottom. So I think it wouldn't be too crazy chaotic for him to just have a sheer lettered stole around his arms. And then for the shoes, I actually really like these ones. I think these ones would just be kind of on the daily. They're just kind of more simple Oxfords that he can wear with any look every day. But then for the formal look, I love these boots. I love the metal cutout heel design and this interesting rope situation going around them. Xingqiu actually does have like metal on his heels in his character design. So I think these are super perfect. And this blue thing, again, being in that signature teal color, I think just wraps it all together. And then with that, he has to wear his socks under his shorts, of course, and they have to have these nerdy little sock garters to keep them up to top off the look.
Does this have anything to do with you both being the disciples of that illuminated bird?
Who dares refer to one not by one's Adeptus title, but merely as that illuminated bird?
Ah! There it is! The illuminated bird has landed!
Double humph. Now she has the gall to use it rather than she, even after being chastised once already.
Xianyun is the only girlie I'm talking about today. She's also kind of a bird, so she's an Adeptus. I don't know if it's even fair to give her a human gender, but she's a girly. She's one of the girls. But anyway, if you are thinking, we just got Xianyun, so Sheila, you're going out of order. First of all, yes, I will do as I please with this. Second of all, We actually met her forever ago. She was just a bird then. But yeah, she used to be Cloud Retainer as we knew her, and now that we have her as a playable character in human form, she's going by the name Xianyun to fit in Liyue Harbor, where she's just moved to kind of be with her disciples. And genuinely, I love her so much. Like this character design specifically, that's what I'm obsessed with. I like am whatever about her as a character, sorry, but I love her character design. Like they fully popped off with this one. The flow of the outfit and her hair and the glasses and the shoes. Oh my god. And the little tie situation that she has at the back of her neck. I like the designers just popped off with this one. I am obsessed. Like, I mean, all the characters are so good. They put a lot of effort into these characters, clearly, but they just did not let us down with this one. And I love an animo girly, so like if I could choose, I would probably want an Electrovision, but I think if it was the gods giving it to me, I would probably be bestowed an Animo Vision. So as I said, Xianyun is an Adeptus, which is kind of like a vague description in the game, but they're like vaguely godlike. They're like god light, Lite. They're immortal, they're more powerful than humans, even the humans that have visions. And they normally have some kind of extra other power. Like I said, she can turn into a bird. So when we first meet Xianyun, we know her as Cloud Retainer. And now this name that she's taking actually means something like leisurely cloud or like not busy cloud in English, which is kind of cute. It's like kind of like she's on vacation now. But it can also be read to mean like restrained cloud. So still kind of like Cloud Retainer. Like it can kind of be read to be the same name, but also it's like a play on words. Also, I do not read Chinese. This is what has been told to me by the internet. So don't come for me. I'm sorry. I just thought it was cute. But yeah, so she is immortal. She hasn't lived with humans for like a really long time. I think, she doesn't keep up with the trends. She's kind of old fashioned in her style. Like, think like vampire that still just wears the clothes of the period when they were alive. Very What We Do in the Shadows. So I'm kind of imagining her with like a kind of 50s, 60s, more traditional Chinese style. But I also love this outfit, and I think it kind of fits her character design. So I really wanted to give her this. Maybe she wears it out for a fun night with the girlies or something. I don't know. But mostly it's just a lot of these chi pao kind of dresses. But her shoes are so cool, and she is like an inventor of like all these super cool technologically advanced mechanisms. So I think she can have some super cool technologically advanced shoes. And these ones I think maybe are just a digital concept, but this is my little fantasy world right now. So here is another dress I just could not resist giving her. I love this so much. This is by Felon, I think. Felon from 2016, and I'm just so obsessed with this. It's just so perfect. The way it lays over the hands and the design, and even like the way the model's hip bones jut out a little bit like this, and it makes it look even more severe. I love everything about it. I don't think it necessarily doesn't work for Xianyun. I think her closet just looks a little bit more like this normally. So she can certainly have different patterns and colors and some different accessories, like maybe a little brooch like this, but mostly it's all like this cheap pow kind of dress. Sometimes maybe something like this little flowing cape top situation with some nice pants. But again, I always love the cool shoes, and I love the color of this pair especially too, so I had to give her these. Maybe she can also have something like this skirt. I think this actually might be more of a Korean hanbok situation, but this isn't real life, it's Tiavat, and inspiration can come from any country. There's no rules here. and I just really like the colors of it for her, so I'm giving it to her. I think this top and skirt are also super beautiful, and they're like kind of classy and a little bit older lady, and I think it's something that she would wear. Or even a dress like this with the crane on it, I think is super beautiful. And then again, the cheap pow, but it can be in some interesting fabrics too, like this chainmail kind of fabric, or this one here with the interesting cutouts, I think is really cool. And I love this blouse and this skirt. I think they're just so beautiful. The way the sleeves are flowing like this, just, it's giving a little bit cloud like. And this outfit is super pretty too. I love the cape kind of sleeve situation. And then again, here, some more crane motifs. I love this sheer top that's just so light, like a cloud. I think it's definitely something that she could wear. She could wear it over whatever, like a tank top or dress or anything. And then this is just so beautiful. The embroidery on this is masterful. Like, I love this. It almost looks like it has little clouds on it as well. And then the shoes, again, maybe sometimes she wears something more simple like these, but I really like these with the chunky heels. And then these ones here that have an interesting clear heel resin kind of situation, I really enjoy. Now, as I said, her outfits are fairly simple. They're maybe not the staple of the look, but the accessories are the staple of the look. Again, some super cool shoes for her. I really like any of these. I want her to step on me. I love these heels, and these ones especially are super cool with this situation metal. It looks super cool. And then her iconic red glasses, of course. I want her to step on me. But when I saw this bag, I died. Oh my god. Like, okay, some of these ones are cool. This one's interesting. Vaguely, whatever. These glass bags, these are cool. But this, the Coperni bag, oh my god. It's iconic, groundbreaking, technological masterpiece. Like, literally, this is actually like something big and huge and really exciting in the world of fashion and in the world of science. It is made out of aerogel, and it's in the classic Coperni bag shape, of course. But this purse is basically made out of air. This shit is made of NASA produced silica aerogel. It's like 99% air, but it's also really strong and sturdy somehow. So, am I crediting the invention of this bag to Xianyun? Yes, that's what I'm saying. But, like, if you're interested in this, go look it up. Genuinely, it's so cool, and it actually is really exciting for the world of fashion and science. And so I just need to give it to my techno inventor girly Xianyun. Here are even more interesting shoes I would style her in. I love these jelly Cinderella slippers and these super interesting heels. These ones, again, I think they're just super cool. I can't get over these ones. They're just so cool. I don't even know who made these, but I love them so much. I just want to stare at them all day. But also, I think just shoes that have an interesting heel on them or have some kind of clear situation going on, or like these ones with this interesting metal box situation. And then, okay, I was thinking, so we're working on this aerogel stuff, incorporating it into fashion. And now we have the bag. We need the shoes, of course. So, like Cinderella has her glass slipper, but imagine it being made of air. And it's even better because it's not made of glass, and she can be dancing in it all night because it's made of air. Like, I don't know. I've never felt this stuff. I've never seen it in real life. I don't know what it actually feels like. But to me, in my mind, it's like a cloud. So she can be dancing on a cloud. And fairy godmother Xianyun is inventing Cinderella glass slippers, but they're cloud slippers. They're air slippers, aerogel. And Professor Mikales, if you want to make this, you can credit me, please. Or even better, if you want me to work with you on this, I will. We can make it happen. I'm very passionate about this subject. And I am the first one to come up with this. So if there's any Cinderella aerogel situations happening in the future, credit me, Sheila. I came up with it. It was my idea. Thank you. Now, Xianyun is probably not going to be seen just chilling around at night, but if she were seen dressed down a little bit, I think I can imagine her being in some kind of silk brocade like this, either of these, or maybe a velvet dress like this, I think is super beautiful too. And then, of course, just some house slippers, but they have little wings on them. And her coat, I love this jacket. It's so well tailored. It fits this model perfectly. I love the way the sleeves are a little bit short too. And then I also like this embroidered trench coat, maybe something with a little bit of a simpler design, a little bit more muted pattern, and like a white color like this one here. But she can have both of these. Anyway, moving on. Xianyun's formal look. I'm just kidding. But the temptation to give her this, it's so real. Like this Hunter Schafer Vanity Fair party from last year, 2023, was period. No words. Like, bitch wore a feather. I will literally never get over it. I could stare at this for hours. Okay. And then this year, the look that she wore was like this beautiful, very simple, elegant black dress. And it actually had this really gorgeous cape over it that is so hard to find photos of because she didn't wear it on the red carpet for some reason. But, you know, I think she knew there was no topping that look. So she went with something a little bit more simple, very elegant, still really beautiful, and her body looked amazing in it. But, God, this feather. She's wearing a feather. And now I don't know if there was a particular bird in mind that this feather was supposed to be from, but this here is a crane feather, so it looks basically just like that. I think it's not that far off. Xianyun could just boop, pull out a feather when in bird form, and she's ready for the formal event. But alas, I did want to style her in something that maybe makes a little bit more sense, so Xianyun is kind of mother in a Michelle Yeoh kind of way, and I want to give her this beautiful, intricate gown. So, like the classic Qipao kind of style, but the top is like this insanely beautiful, truly a work of art, embroidered sheer top. Like, I love this. The colors and the velvet fabric and just everything about it. It's just like the perfect amount of sexy. And I'm imagining it's sheer where it isn't embroidered. And then it's a long gown, but like how this is here, fading at the knee into the soft tulle chiffon kind of fabric with a good amount of length. So it kind of pulls around her where she's standing, just a little bit like this. But how the main part of the dress fades into the bottom like this. For Xianyun, I'm kind of imagining that we have this main dress top in this green velvet, and it's actually more of a panel situation, like this past the waist. I don't know why I use this as a picture. I'm sorry. I guess this sexy uwu dress was all I found to properly describe the look. But anyway, yeah, the top ends like high on the waist, and it's kind of this panel situation in the front and back. But instead of just chopping off straight in a line like this, it kind of has this feathered handkerchief hemline kind of situation, just fading gently into this black tulle underneath it. And then maybe how the top has this embroidery just along the hemline of that feathered hem, just kind of a touch of the embroidery along it to kind of bring in the touch of both of them together and kind of make it be cohesive. And underneath, as I said, is a black tulle situation. And it's kind of like high up on the hip line, as you can see here with this sheer black fabric under here. And it's kind of a little bit tighter around the hips, and then around mid lower thigh, it kind of starts to loosen and be flowy like that. And now, say what you will about that Florence Poe Vanity Fair after party look this year. But on the runway, this Jean Paul Gaultier look was actually really tailored properly, and it actually works, and it's really beautiful, and I actually like it a lot. I love the little feather sprigs that are all around it. It's kind of hard to see on the white look actually, so I put the red and black one here just so you can kind of envision it a little bit better. But of course, I'm imagining them all the same color. They're all black, just on the part of the gown underneath this velvet green situation, just on the black part, on the dress underneath, gingerly placed around the tulle skirt are these little feathery sprigs. And now let's hear it for the back of the dress. As I said, I love this tie situation that she has in her character design. So I just loved this, and I had to give it to her. I am imagining over the whole dress, she has these kind of wing cape-like sleeves like this, but the back of this one kind of looks like buttons. These are definitely buttons, so I'm imagining it being like the lace tie corset back kind of situation. And then, so it's these big open front slit sleeves with also the open back, and I love the lace trim kind of going down top of the sleeve to the back, and like the sleeves are kind of like split here and just kind of flowing open from there and kind of being more like a cape situation from there. I just love this. I think it's in a fabric kind of like this. I just think it looks so ethereal, and the color of it and the pleating and the drape. So yeah, this is the vibe of the sleeves. And then we have to have this color kind of incorporated throughout the embroidery as well. So just like a little bit of this kind of white, minty, seafoamy green kind of in that velvet green here. And then maybe she shows up to the event with a full cape like this. I think this is super cool. And, you know, it can cover her back if it's cold out, whatever. And then she also has her nails done like these. I just love how cool these are. And of course, she has her hairpin, and it's made of glass like this with her signature bird feather hairpin design on it instead of this design. And then the shoes. I love both of these. Something super intricately carved like these, a nice ankle boot, but in black, of course. And then since I can make this look whatever I want, my imagination is endless. I hope that you are staying with me on this. This is a lot, but like, use your imagination. Come on. So the carving design part of the shoes under these black shoes is made of aerogel, and it's like carved air, and you almost can't see it sometimes when she walks, but if she's like hitting the light in a certain way, you can see the whole carving, but sometimes it looks like she's floating. And I'm just so obsessed. I really popped off with this one. I'm so excited about this one. Like, actually, genuinely, Genshin, if you want to like be in contact with me and make this happen, you would make my life, oh my god, like I want this to come true. Thank you. Anyway, that's Xianyun's look. If anyone wants to fund the creation of this look, I would be ecstatic. So, you know, someone tell Hoyoverse, I am just waiting for this to happen.
Solitary cloud. Shadow in the setting sun. And the last line. Honestly, can't even finish my haiku without being interrupted. My last line stirs the drifter's heart.
Kazuha. This is the last character I'm talking about today. And he's our first character from Inazuma, actually. And I need to style him to put the positive energy out here for Kazuha because I want him so badly. He is getting a rerun coming up in this next update. And even though we do have a fashion designer character out now, finally, which I am super excited about too, I am saving up to get Kazuha because, he's been around for a minute and I still don't have him. But anyway, I did wish on Chiori 20 times just to build pity. I don't want Genshin to think that I don't love Chiori because I do. I love my fashion designer girly, but I need Kazuha. I need the whole Animo deck. And I think everybody that plays Genshin knows he's a super strong character. He's top tier, definitely. He is a really strong 5-star character with an Animo vision. And as I said, Animo is one of my faves, so I need him. So Kazuha left Inazuma after the Vision Hunt Decree situation that was going on there, where the god of that region was going a little bit crazy. But anyway, he left after some devastating situations happened to him. But, now he's the adopted son of Beto, and it's cute. He hangs out with her on the Crux. He gets to just wander around a little bit. In his design, he has a lot of incorporations of that samurai kind of motif and also this maple leaf motif throughout, which I really like. I think the colors of his design all work so nicely together. I think it looks really beautiful in this kind of autumnal coloring. And then just the pop of this Animo glow in his sword, I think is so cool. And when he does his moves, you get that Animo color. And it just, they're colors that don't go together normally, but it works so well and it looks really beautiful and it just makes it pop even more. So, for his closet, I love the idea of layering on layering and a lot of patterns. Does anyone remember this homeless guy who was popular for a minute for his streetwear aesthetic and I guess just being hot? But that's kind of the vibe. I mean, Kazuha is homeless now anyway, kind of. So he's giving a little bit of a homeless man vibe, but in a chic way. And so I really love all of these outfits. I think asymmetry and a mixing of a kind of muted pattern and a fairly dark color palette, but a lot of reds, of course. I think he definitely would have a bunch of kimonos. Like I said, red is definitely a staple color for him, but I love these kimonos with this kind of flowing pattern. He's just going with the flow, he listens to the breeze. I really like this mix of orange and blue. I think really works for him too. So I just really love this one especially. And then I really like this jacket also. I had a vague inspiration of 80s Japanese fashion as well, kind of like the movie Akira, that iconic jacket. I can't just give him that jacket, obviously, because I would want him to have his own jacket kind of like that, a real signature piece, just something stand out that you see it and that's this character. And then for the most part, I would just give him a boot like these. I think are super sleek black combat boots. I really love them for him. They just go with everything, He doesn't need to have a lot of shoes. And again, another design from this same runway that I have 3 pictures of in the last slide. I just think this runway was such a masterpiece. It is Jun Takahashi of Undercover's Fall 2020 runway, referencing the movie Throne of Blood, which this is a Kurosawa movie that's an adaptation of Macbeth. So this is me styling a video game character with references to a runway, referencing a movie of a reference to a play. It's camp. But yeah, I just think pretty much every single design in this collection was so good, so I can't give him enough of them. Now, I've actually given him kind of a lot of looks that have a beret in them. I mostly did it because I like the look, but also I think a beret really works for him. It's kind of historically a signature of nonconformity, of resistance, a little bit of militance in there. And like I said, he is kind of a samurai, but mostly like a form of resistance. So I think that that would really work for him. I think I just added this person because they're pretty, but also I like the open flowiness of their outfit and the colors. And then this with all the layering, I really love pants that are like so much fabric, they are basically a skirt or even an actual skirt situation over the pants. And then again, some cool jackets, some asymmetry, some interesting designs that are kind of nature based and autumnal colors. And I also really love these boots here for Kazuha too. Now, I love this design and even the pose of this photograph I think is super great. I don't know about the blue shirt here for Kazuha. Maybe if it was in like that lighter animo green color that he really wouldn't wear frequently, but every once in a while he would just give that pop to stand out a little bit. Otherwise, it could be in like a red or an orange color that he could wear it for more daily use. But I do really love this design and the photograph a lot. This is actually from a museum collection on 80s and 90s Japanese fashion. The design itself is by Issei Miyake, who has some super interesting designs too. Like, guys, genuinely, there are so many interesting, really great Japanese fashion designers. So if you don't know a lot about them, but you're also interested in fashion, like, branch out of just the European fashion. There's so much more interesting stuff going on there. So I was super excited to make this closet for Kazuha. I hope that with all the guy characters that I've been styling so far, you can see that there's no excuse for men's fashion to be boring. There are ways to give distinct personalities for men in character design, and they don't all have to just be a boring jeans with a t-shirt outfit. But yeah, so I just really love all of these. And this guy just looks so fly. Like, what the hell? With the beret as well, and his glasses are so cool, but maybe not in just like one solid monochrome look. Maybe there's a couple of different patterns thrown in there a little bit for Kazuha. Again, with the kind of 80s kind of jacket here, I really like. And then this outfit, the jacket especially, I am obsessed with. I love this knotted detail here at the side. It just gives it some more interesting texture and kind of an added length to it. And it kind of helps to balance out the design on the pant leg there, not to have it look like it's just slapped on there. It kind of flows more nicely. So for Kazuha's night look, I have a simple matching set, something in kind of like a burnt orange or a red kind of color I really like. I really like this set, which actually I'm not sure if it's terry cloth. It kind of looks to me like it's made out of a terry cloth fabric, which I think is really interesting. And then also, of course, some house slippers. And then over here, I also have this Kenzo denim kimono shirt, which I think is really cool too, for like a casual situation. Or even this, it's a kimono, but it's a hoodie. And like the zipper is diagonal off to the side. So I just think this is really genius. And then his coat, like I said, I want some kind of really interesting staple coat that he wears on the regular, and it's like his coat. I'm not actually sure who the designer of this is, but I like this. And this one I really love. I think it's so interesting with kind of a wave of red, and the way that the hem on it is like, I don't even know what to describe that hemline as, but it's just really cool and interesting. So those are all kind of the inspiration that I'm getting here for his jacket, if I were to actually create it. And then I love this. This is just another look from that Takahashi runway. I think in the Throne of Blood movie, like the female characters, I guess kind of like the Macbeth witches, are, they're kind of a force of nature. So Takahashi made these chrysanthemum patterns on these pieces, and it's like consistent throughout the runway on quite a few of the pieces. But they're kind of supposed to symbolize the female characters from what I read briefly. I haven't actually even seen the movie, but this collection really sold me on it. I actually really want to watch it now. But the way that Takahashi makes these flowers that are kind of sharp, and they are like almost like a whirlpool. They almost look like a Beyblade to me, actually. Like, they aren't a soft, delicate flower, they aren't something to be messed with. They aren't just like a pretty little flower growing in a garden. They are as well a force of nature. And I think that vibe kind of works for Kazuha too. Like he is in tune with nature and he's not to be messed with. So, I'm kind of thinking the design for his signature jacket would totally take inspiration from that. Now, finally, we have Kazuha's formal look. Is this one more look from that runway? Yes. Let me cook. So, like I said, I love a pant that's almost a skirt for Kazuha, just like an overwhelming amount of fabric. I want his formal look to be kind of a traditional kimono situation, but like these excessively long hakama pants. And then the top part of the kimono also super long on top of the pants. So it's kind of like giving gown. And I really love this outfit, the colors, the way the patterns work together. I just want to give him like one additional layer, at least one more additional layer. So there's something kind of gold underneath here, like this pattern here. And it actually even has these little maple leaf designs in it. So I think that would be really interesting for him, kind of underneath one of those red layers. And then maybe the obi also is patterned with like a red floral pattern like this on it. Of course, I want some asymmetry, like this look here with this shoulder piece, I really like. But he has in his design this armor situation. So over that kind of draped shoulder situation, asymmetrical design here, he has an armor thing like this. I, again, am taking inspiration from this collection based on Throne of Blood. Like, this is a traditional samurai design here that this was based on, but what Takahashi made was not out of anything metal or armor. It's actually in this kind of soft, padded fabric. So I think it really works super well with a soft kind of layering on layering of fabric, flowing fabric that this formal look has. It's all kind of soft fabrics while keeping with the element of the samurai design as well. And then he can also have just like one little sharper touch with this leather cuff. And then I have given him some tabby boots to go with the look because I love them a lot. I think, they are originally a Japanese style boot, but now they're also like so chic and modern. And I think they match the vibe really well. And they're black boots, so it goes with it. You always have to have a boot with your formal look. And then he can also have a little red eyeliner and his beautiful white hair, which he keeps still in a ponytail, of course. But maybe to make it a little bit sleeker for this formal event, we give him a little hair strip covering the hair tie like this. And that's all for tonight. A hopefully shorter video. I'm not actually sure how long this will end up being because I did digress and rant about fashion for a lot, but we only had 4 characters tonight, so I think it will hopefully be shorter than the last one. There are, of course, a lot more Liyue characters, and I do want to talk about them, but I don't think I have any of them that are left. I don't have Zhongli, I don't have Shenhe or Ganyu or Yelan. I do have Xiao, but I am going to make you wait to see all their styling, and I'm going to skip over to our next place being in Inazuma because there are just so many characters that I want to talk about, and I kind of want to get through more of a brief overview of all the regions, and then I'll go back and do some of the characters that I missed. I do already have a lot of plans for these characters already. I kind of have them all sectioned out and have quite a few videos vaguely planned in advance. So stick around if you've been enjoying this series so far. I really do like making the slides for these. Like, I love styling these characters a lot. The video part I'm not as hyped about, but I don't want them to just sit in my drive. I want to share them. I want people to talk with me about them and interact with it. So, like I said, if you are liking them, please leave a comment. Tell me which character you like the most, which stylings you like the most, who's your favorite character to play with, who you're looking forward to. And I will see you at my next slumber party in Inazuma. Sweet dreams.